Hit it, yeah.
Let's just jump into it. Go for it, Ryan. You're live.
Oh, all right. Welcome to Scrub Mode. Today is a very special Happy Halloween episode, and I am Ryan Jacinto, and I am visited by my two very spooky and friendly guests.
Can you give us spooky nicknames?
Oh, sure.
Like people used to do on Twitter before it was a hellhole.
Back when it was Twitter, right?
When we had fun on that site.
Yeah.
Okay. My first co-host, John Jingle Bones Oaken.
I like it.
and Julio Howls at the Moon. Illinois.
Julio Howls at the Moon being
It's Halloween. It's.
I'm sorry if you seem disappointed in it.
No, I love it. I
I got exactly what I paid for it. I'm enjoying it.
It was for free and on the spot. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this whole podcast is free, so
And on the spot. So.
But it doesn't have. Hey, I do hours. I do way too much. I fucking read like 2 stupid fucking books for this one.
You do the exact amount of time of research for these episodes.
Yeah.
And we love you for it, and we appreciate all of your hard work.
The best research thing was like reading the Bigfoot book in public. That was.
Are you like on your commute on the bus reading this book, or like what?
No, God, I've made that mistake enough times. Also, I'm at home, but like like we have some in Seattle. We have some nice coffee shops and stuff. Sometimes.
Yeah. I see.
Kicking back. He's got a cup of Joe. He's got his legs crossed. He's looking at his Bigfoot book.
You're in. I mean, you are in Seattle, so it would be a Starbucks, right? They're like reading.
I'm actually real upset at Starbucks, but that is
It's a different story.
That's not.
I mean, that's fair. You can be upset at Starbucks.
Talking about labor law violations and shutting down Starbucks under when people are trying to unionize is not the fun kind of spooky we're here for.
No.
Yeah, for real.
That's just like really just downtrodden, hurt your life kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost
You're
like
this
I'm
is actually
living
happening in real life kind of spooky.
It's almost like I'm living in the epicenter of several mega corporations up here. But anyway, we're not talking about it up here. I have a spooky story for you guys from your neck of the woods.
Ooh. Oh yeah?
From some
down here
on the
in
outskirts
good old
of LA.
California?
Yeah, from beautiful. I've never actually been there, but I'm going to say it anyway. Beautiful San Pedro, California.
Ah. I've never been there either, but I'm going to also say beautiful San Pedro, California. It's also probably incredibly hot.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's really hot.
For Halloween tradition, we could be skeptical about this one, like we usually are. Like,
of course.
But I'm gonna take off the veil, my skeptic glasses. Here they are.
Uh-oh.
I'm
You gotta enjoy yourself.
The side.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have spooky fun with this one.
Just have fun.
I'm excited. I'll only tear holes in it if it scares me too much.
Okay.
It's my coping mechanism to fight the fear.
There is photo evidence of this one, and one of them I think is very funny and not spooky, and I'm excited to see what you guys think of that one. But I won't tell you which of the photos that one is.
That sounds
anyway,
nice.
What's a poltergeist? You guys want to talk about poltergeist?
It's a movie that killed several people.
Well, yes, that.
Did really?
I mean, there's a legend curse on it, but like
there's a legend curse.
Oh,
on
right.
the Poltergeist production.
Right.
Where several of like the actors and I guess not several of the actors, but some of the actors and a few of I guess the people that helped on the movie
behind the scenes people
ended up dying. Like, was it on set or like after filming?
Yeah, which is I think is a cheat because it's like, well, which is it?
Yeah.
But yes, a bunch of people died on set or had weird cancers shortly thereafter.
Wow.
Or car accidents.
Strange.
Weird cancers, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't researched that story, but I think so. It's my recollection.
Okay.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the real poltergeist, not the movie. What the movie was based on.
Right.
Yeah. Which is a ghost that like a spirit or a ghost that haunts a home
Right.
Yeah,
and
That
directly
moves shit and
influences.
like
Yeah,
throws things, right?
yeah, exactly. It's German literally for noisy ghost or knocking ghost.
Hmm.
uh,
Um, and yeah, we sort of covered like I don't know what you want to call Jeff, an elemental or a weird cryptid, but he did a lot of poltergeist shit. So we've dipped our toes in this particular kiddie pool before.
and good
Um,
old Jeff Lynne.
I love Jeff. He has a movie coming out soon. Good for him.
Hmm.
Nandor Fodor and the
Right.
Talking Mongoose
Oh
with the
yeah.
Shaun of the
Is it
Dead
really?
guy.
They're
Yeah,
making a Jeff movie?
yeah, it's almost
Jeff the
out.
Mongoose movie? Holy
Yeah,
shit. It's coming out
Dude,
on
I'm
Halloween, you
happy.
think?
I mean we say our Googles out loud here.
Okay.
Nandor
This is
Fodor
probably
and the
Jeff
the
Talking
the
Mongoose.
Mongoose.
Oh shit,
this is
it's
probably the
out.
happiest news that I've ever
It's out
received.
already? Holy shit.
Yeah,
Jeff. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
remember it's Jeff with a
Wikipedia
G.
of Jeff and look up the in media over here. Yeah, I see. Nandor Fedora
Oh,
and the Talking Mongoose.
I don't
oh
think
my
it can be
God!
named Nandor
Wait a
Fodor,
minute.
right?
I think I have seen trailers for this
I mean, I want to
Christopher
because I
see it
was
Lloyd?
like,
because
oh,
I love what's his name, the
how's
Shaun of the Dead
Simon
guy.
Pegg? Yeah.
Christopher
I was
Lloyd's
like,
in
well,
this? Holy shit.
Yeah,
he's
I've
Harry
got to see
Price.
this now. Christopher Lloyd plays Harry Price. I
Harry
see.
Price was a real guy. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
As
I
is
love how
wow, hold
Simon
on,
Pegg is just.
Neil Gaiman is Jeff. Okay, hold on.
Neil
That's
Gaiman. I don't
amazing.
know that guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, we already did that story. We're doing a different poltergeist
Yeah,
story.
okay. Never
And
mind.
this one
Yeah, this
involves a
is
lot
very
less
cool.
horny mongooses.
Okay,
Oh
perfect.
You disappointed, Ryan?
no, not at all. But it's like, let's get to ghosting.
All right.
Yeah.
So yes, in the not too distant land of San Pedro, in
Mhm.
the not too distant time of 1989.
Mystical.
Mhm. Again, I'm trying to later it on. We're having spooky times.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jackie Hernandez was having a really bad time. At just 30 years old, Jackie had a 2-year-old son named Jamie and another kid on the way, which is, I think we can all agree, that's fucking hard enough.
Mm.
Having kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oh man. I don't have them yet, but oh man.
Don't have them,
Yeah,
don't want them,
I
but
imagine.
it's still hard. Even I can see it hard. It's
It's
expensive.
hard. Yeah.
But to make matters worse, Jackie's husband, Al Hernandez, was by some accounts a huge piece of shit.
Okay.
Fair.
What's piece of shitty about him?
What's the worst part he's done?
I don't know because there's not a whole lot on him until later on in the story. But suffice to say, he's bad enough that either they have an amicable split, and he was like, you know what, fuck it, keep the kids.
Oh, I see.
I know you
Okay.
are pregnant. Let's go ahead and get divorced. I don't want the kid. You can keep the kid we just had. Do not care.
All right.
Wow.
So
Um, that's the
that's
best
part
case
one of
scenario.
being yeah. That's part one of being a really shitty person. So
He
Yeah,
may.
I can see that. Yeah.
I've heard this is rare, but I've heard some accounts where Jackie just like pieced out in the middle of the night with the kid.
Really.
Yeah, but also Al comes over later to hang out with them, so it's I'm not really clear. Yeah,
I see.
listeners, you can't see it, but
okay.
Ryan's head practically just spun around. He was so confused.
All right. It's like
Yeah,
what?
it's a weird
Okay.
vibe. Anyway, so
Uh-huh.
This guy's just weird. He's just weird.
in the
Yeah,
winter of '88 to '89, she took her kids and they left for piece of shit reasons. Not
I'm
them,
sure.
Al.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Anyway, with a little bit of luck, she was able to find a small turn of the century cottage. Um,
Mhm.
and so, with, like I said, she was able to afford this cottage, but she could only afford it and pay to feed herself and her kid by working 2 jobs. And also, she was also getting her college degree.
Wow.
I'm gonna look up San Pedro, California.
It's like sort of in
That's
between LA and Long Beach. It's on the coast. Hey,
Oh.
make your LA jokes now, listener, as we describe the best ways to get to Long Beach.
You take the 405 to the 118 to the 220 and the.
You gotta leave early
That's
though,
your
because you're gonna get
first
caught in
mistake.
9 o'clock traffic, 10 o'clock traffic, and lunchtime traffic.
Yeah.
That was your first mistake. You left at 8 a.m. and you tried to get onto the 101 Ventura East. You're
Oh,
gonna
I
get caught
see.
up
I
in
see.
that 405 traffic jam where
Yeah,
people couldn't take the junction.
San
you
Pedro.
gotta
I see.
watch for the
You don't
junction,
even
bro.
think about taking the 170 because that place gets real backed up. And the best that you could do is drop off at maybe perhaps Lancashire.
I love that. I
You
love
could try
that
your in
SNL
Ventura
skit.
or Moorpark, but it's real hit or
Do
miss.
your best.
I love the
I hope
SNL
you take
skit.
a lot of short streets. Don't try going to Universal around 1 p.m. Way too much traffic.
Yeah.
Never has a joke been so insulting, but so true.
So true.
It's so funny.
You got any? You got
It's
any?
great.
You got any San Pedro facts for us? You're just looking at scoping it
I'm
out.
just looking at the map. I want to know
I
where it
have
is.
no idea what goes on in San Pedro.
Yeah, me
No
neither.
idea.
Other than I guess the poltergeist.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
that's how disconnected I am
I
from
love.
San
Yeah.
Pedro.
I'm just gonna say these top things people also ask about San Pedro on
Sure.
Google.
Yeah.
What is San Pedro, California known for? Is San Pedro, California a good place to live? Is San Pedro, California worth visiting? What city is closest to San Pedro, California?
I have to. Is the poltergeist on the things it's known for? Out of curiosity.
I don't think so. Let me look at that. What is that? Is they're known for home to the famous Korean Bell, Fort MacArthur, Point Furman Lighthouse, and more. There's many places to explore. Okay,
So there's like
according
some
to
beach
Google,
shit.
anyway. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess Jackie and her
Oh,
poltergeist aren't
huh.
good enough for Google or whatever.
I guess not.
It's got like a pretty much like a harbor, like a
Yeah.
port area
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
lot of incoming, outgoing cargo and
Yeah.
such. And then they got their own little mini bridge there that's got some uh what do
I've
you
seen that
call them?
bridge before.
Like Golden Gate vibes, but
Mm.
That's
not
not
as
where the Queen Mary is, right?
I think the
No,
Queen
Queen
Mary's in
Mary
Long
is in
Beach.
Long Beach, right? Queen Mary
yeah,
is
it's
Long
just
Beach,
in
right?
Long Beach, yeah.
I see. Gotcha. Never mind.
Speaking of like fun
Yeah,
shit
this
that maybe
bridge
we should
seems to be
do.
pretty iconic.
Yeah, Queen Mary is pretty cool. If you ever want to
Yeah.
see a boat that's like the Titanic,
But super haunted and not,
yeah,
you don't have to
It's
take a
super
sub
haunted,
to
yeah.
get there.
yeah, supposedly haunted, and they have a
You don't
buffet.
want
Ooh.
to. Oh,
Yeah, they have a buffet at
you want to
the
hang
Queen
out
Mary.
in the haunted room of the Queen Mary, and then hit up the buffet for some quick pizza.
Some ghosts and grits. What's not to love?
What's
Yeah,
not to love? Uh, at least
Uh
it's better than getting on the Titanic too, in
yeah.
which some weird rich Australian guy really wants to resurrect.
Oh, we could do a whole podcast on like weird libertarian seasteading and giant boat colonies, but that's a different for a different
It's
I love
time.
it's
how
it's
I love
so
how
strange.
what they asked what's his name, James Cameron, like about I love that James Cameron's overreaction to the submersible
Titanic.
situation. It's like I went
Oh yeah.
twice and nothing bad happened to me.
Oh yeah. Fucking
Sorry,
James.
James Cameron. I don't think you're applicable in terms of legitimate opinions in regards to crushing
I mean,
submersible death.
he's the leading he's the world's professional on the Titanic. He knows everything about Titanic.
Yeah, which is why he made the movie. I don't think he's like the foremost scholar, but I know he at least like advanced sub technology so he could visit. I mean, not personally, he paid.
Yeah,
But like, anyway, we're
Yeah.
not we're
but
not
here's
fucking
the
talking about dead billionaires. We've been talking about dead
I know,
Okay.
billionaires all
Okay.
summer.
but it's so funny.
It's it is really funny, except for the
It's so
teenager who
funny
died.
that he's just all like,
Yeah,
nothing
it's sad
happened
for
to me.
him.
It's like, did
I
you
felt
get?
bad for him. I felt bad for the
Anyway,
teenager. He didn't even
Yeah,
want to go.
no,
He
yeah,
didn't even want to go.
didn't even want to go. He was doing it
that's
for
the
his dad
worst
for
part.
Father's Day. Sucks.
That is the
He just
worst
wanted
part
to make him
about it.
happy. He was
Yeah.
just being a good son, which is the
Yeah.
worst. It's the worst thing that could happen to you just for trying to be a good son.
It really is.
But
Yeah.
it is. It's just like James Cameron Were you like? Was that the same submarine service you went on? I feel like it wasn't.
It
No,
wasn't.
but that was his
No.
point. Was he's like, I did a real submarine. It was more expensive, but it was like this dude was trying to do the billionaire thing of undercut. And we can't get into it again.
Yeah, we can't. We can't. We can't. We
Leave
can't.
James Cameron
Anyway.
alone. I hear he's
Yeah.
NASA,
Okay.
but in this circumstance, he was
Okay.
definitely.
He's kind of
I
right.
mean, yes, he's right that like you should pay out the ass to safely go down to the Titanic without getting crushed about like 400, 4,000 meters under.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think you could just tell someone, well, I went twice and I was fine. It's like, yeah, you went twice and you had the money to go down twice safely.
I mean, so did they, though. That's the thing,
Yeah.
and they didn't even.
Yeah, but they were just being assholes and they didn't want to. They wanted to be cheap.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine dying from your own hubris and nobody cares.
And actually finding it hilarious. Anyway, back to Ghosts in San Pedro.
Okay,
Back to
San
Ghost to
Pedro.
San Pedro. So before we get
Folks,
on
you
this
don't
track,
see this, but John has this look on his face. It's just like, where have we gone?
like if you didn't want to listen to us ramble, like you wouldn't be listening to the podcast, right? That's part of the
Right.
fun. But now I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck, how did we get from like Jackie Hernandez was struggling with 2 jobs and a college degree,
Yeah.
so she was real fucking stressed
Jackie
out,
Hernandez was doing the most amazing, like, is speed running any percent, like being a solo mom.
Yeah.
And then we ended up in like getting crushed by submarines.
Was it fair of James Cameron to do a 360 no scope kickflip
It's my
on that
fault for
guy's
bringing up
face?
the Queen Mary.
I think the Queen Mary was relevant. Anyway,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Queen Mary was
okay.
relevant. It was my
you're
fault
talking
for
about
bringing up
ghosts in
Titanic
seaside
2.
town south of LA. It works. It fits.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the point being, Jackie was fucking stressed out all the time.
Okay.
Of course, no, obviously.
Right. He
But-
has a kid he doesn't want. He's in
Yeah.
a loveless marriage.
Kid,
Just having a bad
going
time.
to college, working
Yeah.
2 jobs, barely
So, like,
making ends meet.
What little
Tough.
time Jackie was able to spend at home with her kids, she started to notice like spooky things. Oh, she was also super pregnant. If I didn't make that clear, the second kid
Right.
has
Yeah.
not been born yet.
Like, Jesus.
I see.
It's just Jamie. It's just who's a
Mhm.
toddler.
Mhm.
We've been dealt a horrible hand. It's
Yeah,
nothing
it
but
sucks.
2s and 7s.
It sucks.
Yeah, for
Anyway,
real.
her cat started chasing eerie shadows that she saw moving with nothing casting them.
Oh boy. All right.
She
not
thought
good.
no, it's never good. She thought she heard footsteps or quote high pitched sounds coming from the attic at all hours of the night. But when she'd open the attic to check, there'd be nothing up there.
So footsteps in the attic.
Footsteps and quote unquote high pitched sounds.
Oh,
From places. The attic.
could have been mice.
See,
or rats.
that's the thing. Like,
Okay, I'm tearing holes in it now. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's
I've
fine.
rubbed off on you too much. I'm sorry.
here's the thing, though. This is why I'm like partially glad that Los Angeles doesn't allow basements, because it's
Mhm.
like, okay, we already have enough creepy things happening in an empty small space in your roof.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we need the extra stress of dark, dank staircase into the unknown underneath your house kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
completely
true.
known because it was built there for your house, but when you haven't used it in a long time, what the hell? Or you just bought it, what the hell's down there?
But like again, my unfinished basement, like it's very chthonic. I don't like it.
You should
Yeah.
finish your basement. Why didn't they
It's-
finish it?
I don't know. It'd be
Like-
great if they finished it. It'd be a lot less shitty and spooky.
It could be like an
Yeah,
extra
lots-
space.
yeah.
You could have like a game room down there.
There's not enough room to stand up. But like maybe if they dug
Oh,
it
never
down,
mind
but
then.
that would expose the well they sealed over. Remember the well
Oh
they
yeah,
sealed over?
that's true. That's true. Which clearly has ghosts in it or something.
Gotta.
A dragon is in there. A dragon's
Also-
in there.
Or
So
some sort of like cannibalistic underground humanoid dweller.
Yeah,
Rat people.
you use it for storage since you can't stand up down there.
the lizard folks will finally have an exit.
Yeah.
You keep your Christmas decorations down there.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, in a strange twist, if you might have a tunnel that leads all the way to the mysterious Californian gold mine that was
Yeah,
underneath downtown LA.
Yeah, we'll never
Who
know
knows?
until I break it
We'll
the
never
well.
know.
I'm down there.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna do.
Or it could just be a John Wick situation where John
I
O'Brien
hope it's
has his suitcase
concreted
full of
up and
guns and
not just
money.
like wood planks over it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's concreted up, which I think makes it scarier. It's like Ringo, where I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
goes
that's even
down here.
worse. You break it open and a damp, long-haired girl comes out and twists
Yep.
your face in a
And
horrible
she
way.
doesn't even run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even watch your video. Why are you hurting me?
Anyway,
anyway, yeah.
so all these previous things were just shit that Jackie was like, I'm super tired and stressed out all the time. It's just my imagination. But then a bunch of pencils flew out of a pencil holder, and she was like, "Oh no! On top of everything else, I got a ghost too."
It's like I'm stressed. I might be hallucinating, and I got ghosts.
Mm.
Freaking ghosts, man.
Jackie went through a lot, dude. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
That's rough. That's rough.
that is rough. Yeah.
A month later, she experienced one of the weirdest poltergeist phenomenon and a personal favorite of mine. She'd occasionally hear the sound of pebbles or coins, like falling through the walls.
Whoa.
Like someone upturned a
Someone's
cup
playing
of
Plinko?
marbles or pennies in the spaces in between her walls.
Ugh.
Spaces between her walls.
Yeah, like someone's playing Plinko in her walls.
There's a Konami
Ooh, that's-
Pachinko machine. Just
There's a rain of balls that's just coming through. Ding, 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 ding,
one demon's just
One of
like,
her-
oh, I'm so close.
ding. There's a rotate like a portrait she put up there is rotating and showing Metal
Yeah.
Gear
I wanna go to
Solid
Japan and play
remastered
Pachinko.
video footage.
I wanna go
Phantom
to
Pain.
Japan
Let me
and
show you a
play
Phantom
Pachinko.
Pain.
Ah.
Anyway, poor Jackie. Then she said that a lot of times she'd come home, late at night, and the attic door would be open, even though she knew she closed it.
Right.
And this attic door, by the way, it's like the attic is just a hole in the ceiling with like a plank over
Yeah.
it. So like
Yeah.
something would have to
Oh.
move the plank.
That's
that's not good.
bad. That's bad.
That's no good. That's definitely no good. I like. It would already be fucked up if it was like, oh, one of those attics that had the little like folding out telescoping like telescoping ladder.
stairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ladder doors.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would fuck me up. It's like, oh, who opened this? But if it's like heavy wooden plank door that you have to shove over and go, yeah, that's not
Yep.
good.
Yeah,
like
it's not great.
nothing even comes out. You know what I mean? Like she had to get a ladder to go peek up in there and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Nope.
not good.
No.
Yeah.
No, that leads to horror movie Death 1 where you go up there and then it's wide shot from the end of the hall and you get pulled up into the hole and never come
Yeah.
out again.
Yeah, a real Paranormal Activity kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Real
of,
like, oh, you go up and your bones come out kind of shit.
speaking of that shit, in February of 1989, she was woken up in the middle of the night by the sound of somebody breathing over her.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Of course, no one was there. But even after she turned off the lights, the sound of somebody breathing on her would not stop, which is against the ghost rules. I think.
Yeah,
I think that's a foul.
You're breaking the rules, whoever you are.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Lights
You
go
can't
on. You're
do
under the
that.
blanket. No demons. It's not allowed.
Yeah. No, that's the no zone. I
That's
put the
the
blanket over my
zone?
head. This is my safety zone. You can't get in there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't count if the lights are on. The light that's God telling you to go away.
Yeah.
Ghosts, you follow the same rule as cockroaches. Once the lights go on, scatter
But under the fridge, you gotta go hide under the fridge till I'm gone.
back into your Horcrux, wherever it be.
In April of 1989, that's when Jackie gave birth to Samantha and brought her home. And once Samantha was brought home, shit got intense. The ghost did not like the baby.
Oh no.
So just
Right,
a few
now the
days
ghost is
after.
misogynistic.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure.
God damn it. It was always been misogynistic. Breathing even when the lights come on. That's some real spirit hatred.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a persistent ghoul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Just a
poltergeist.
few days after being home from the hospital, Jackie got up in the middle of the night to pee, and she saw something horrible in her son's room.
Okay.
You
Mm.
want to guess what?
Was
Oh
it a
man,
shadow man?
was it a like a like an eldritch thing?
It was a fucking spooky old man just chilling on her son's bed.
Ooh,
Mm.
what's this old man doing here?
Yeah. Was he bony? Was he
Yeah, he was.
was he like skin that's like been pulled over like a skeleton kind of old man?
Yeah, he was that kind of old. He had really horrible glowing red eyes, and worst of all, he was wearing a flannel shirt.
A
No, that's
flannel
the
shirt.
worst.
A flannel shirt.
Was it properly buttoned up?
Was
Yeah,
it?
here I'm just gonna lazily straight cap it for you.
What a
Oh
piece of
man.
shit.
Oh, that's a drawing of the guy.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's a sketch
Wow,
by one of the
oh,
investigators. It's spooky.
that's
that
really
is not
spooky.
good. Why is he looking at him like that?
I don't know. It's a little cross-eyed. He's got big eyes.
uh,
He looks like
uh,
I'm just gonna say it. He looks like Clint Eastwood.
You know, now that you mention it, he does look like modern Clint Eastwood.
honestly, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're
He
poking
totally
holes
does.
in it. I can't
The
believe
ghost
it.
is just really mad at Obama. It's really difficult. Like, he brought a chair. Anyway,
Yeah.
just as she was about to freak out because there was an old man in her child son's room in the middle of the
Hmm.
night, the guy
Mm.
turned to smoke and disappeared.
Turned to smoke and disappeared. He
Yeah,
freaking genied out of there.
yeah, he bamfed.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's already bad that he's like knockoff spooky Clint Eastwood, but him going like.
Yeah.
Mm.
To make matters worse, around this time, Jackie also started having a reoccurring nightmare, where she was a man in the 1930s who got clubbed to death and then held underwater in the harbor until he drowned.
Ooh. Maybe that's how this ghost died.
Yeah. Uh,
Maybe.
He did something bad. He did
yep,
something bad.
yep.
Yeah.
Uh, just a month
Looking
after
at
this,
him, he's that kind of guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jackie started to hear sounds in the attic again, and she was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go all the way in the attic. So she like got a ladder. She actually went into the attic and
Hmm.
started looking for the source of the noises. And then she suddenly
Hmm.
felt a presence behind her.
Hmm.
That's when she turned around, and I no picture of this one this time, but she saw the disembodied head of a pudgy, balding ghost man.
So,
Ew.
okay.
So
So
this is
like
a
it's just
second.
So it's
This is a
just
new ghost. We have
a
a skinny
floating
Clint
head.
Eastwood, and we have fat, balding head.
A fat
they
head.
sound like a duo. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
a gruesome twosome.
Yeah.
It's just the head floating there.
Yeah.
Was it graphic? Was it like? Did she
Was it
explain like, oh, I could see like little bits hanging from his where his neck would
No, it
be?
wasn't like a beheading. It was just like a floating head.
just a floating head, huh?
Yeah,
That's weird.
Still not good. Still not good.
yeah. I'm gonna
That's
say
pretty bad,
bad.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty bad.
I'll put that under not good.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
bad.
un- Understandably, Jackie noped out of that situation. Did not go back
Yeah.
into the attic.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Do you think he's the one who's been dropping pebbles and coins in the wall?
Yeah, I mean, probably, right? Who else?
Who else? The old man could be doing it. He could just be like.
yeah.
But I like to think like the head's like regurgitating like
Spooky,
like
Ryan.
stones and coins just
Yeah.
just ugh. Just a
Yeah, yeah.
scary head.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like it.
And then, in another case of spooky activity, Jackie was hanging out with her friend Susan when they both heard a large crash come from the kitchen. They went to investigate and found that a painting of a farmhouse had been removed from the wall from one wall. And it was now leaning on the opposite wall, complete with like all the nails it had been hanging on were removed and were neatly set like heads down nearby.
Hmm.
So heads down, point up.
Yeah.
Bunch of nails.
Yeah, the nails that the painting had been hanging on.
Oh.
This is one of the things that like confuse me about ghosts is like, is your power so far like your furthest reach is that you're able to create really loud noises and then rearrange furniture nicely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
very spooky, don't get me wrong, because it's like, who would put nails flat head down first, point up, in like an order like that? But it's just like, why is your power so strong but so limited to this?
yeah, because if you can
It's
like
very
yeet,
specific.
if you could yeet a chair, why can't you yeet a dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some have been able to eat dudes, but then they get upgraded to like demons, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
or
just like,
sometimes like
oh.
really strong poltergeists. I don't know. I don't know if there's rules or what. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Like,
Yeah.
like if we find out later in our like past our old age that we are able to go into a spirit realm, but then we have to be like bureaucratically watched over by a
Yeah,
spirit guy who's just all like, okay, I can allow you to do this, but you have to tone back some things.
yeah.
Like,
No
do they
touching
have like an
anyone.
OSHA guy or
You
something?
get a big fat book that says the rules.
The
Yeah, how
rules.
rules.
The
But
rules.
like, do they have those guys? Do they got like the sweater vest and tie ghost that's just like, all right, you'll be haunting this woman, and she has a baby on the way. She has one here,
We're quickly
working
heading
two
into
jobs.
Beetlejuice territory, where
It's
they're
very
taking your
Yeah,
options
it's a
Beetlejuice.
little
immediately.
Beetlejuicy when I think about it. But it's just
Reverse
like,
exorcist for hire.
yeah, it's just like, okay, so we're granting you powers. You can move objects, furniture, various small items like teacups, but you can only break one of them, and at most you could put the chair up.
And the only thing you're allowed to say is "get out."
Yeah,
You can't
won't allow
explain
you
why
these
you're
Yeah.
two
upset or
words.
anything.
Yeah.
Can't explain
Which,
anything else.
speaking of, one night as Susan was putting the kids down to bed when Jackie wasn't there, she heard somebody say, "Don't come in here," from a dark room, which she
Hmm.
immediately went into, turned on the light, nobody there.
Okay, all right. So she's unfortunately she fell she fell victim to uh movie movie
Yeah,
wrong too, which is ignoring the ghost plea.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Nothing happened,
Yeah.
but good point. Like, you don't challenge the ghost.
Oh man,
And
for
yet
real.
another night, Jackie and another friend, Chrissy, were chilling when they noticed a thick orange slime dripping from a wall.
Orange slime.
Yeah,
Orange
Okay,
slime.
that might just be like
The
that might just be like,
walls will lose orange slime. SpongeBob.
the
Now
I
I
slime
heard
got
of
it.
actually
that.
comes back
Yeah,
around, so hang tight. Ponder the slime.
Okay.
I'll ponder it. I'll
On that
ponder it
slime.
like the orb. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
ghosts like, oh, you've been doing great. You've gotten a promotion.
we're upgrading
Now,
you.
yeah, we're upgrading you. We're giving you new powers. You can now ooze slime from the walls, and we've gotten you up to 5 words.
So how's that going to help me? Like,
Yeah, you
explain
can
my
figure it
personal
out.
problems, get justice, get the people to leave the house.
Get
Why slime?
imaginative. You know,
Hmm.
get really creative with it. This job, you know, encourages creative feelings. We look for people. We look for ghosts who can work with synergy. Yeah, with the powers that they're given.
It's about
I know we
thinking
gave you
outside the
stacking books
box.
properly, but get in that box and then use the tools to break out of it.
That's
We
right.
want to
That's
see
what we always say here at the Ghost.
that.
What's the? I mean, I guess I don't want you to like say it out loud on the public, but let me know what the address is of this place. We should
I
go.
think it'll take a little hunting to find it, but we could theoretically
All right, no
go.
problem.
Okay.
Anyway, in August of that year, shit had gotten so bad that Jackie's friend Susan was like, "We need to call the Ghostbusters."
Oh man, not Not who I think you're thinking.
No, no, not the Warrens. The Warrens,
Not
for
the
one,
Warrens.
did not show up.
They don't know of this place. They don't have
Yeah,
their reach doesn't reach California.
yeah.
I see.
No, it was some other guys who have never heard cover another case, but apparently they're decently
Oh,
respected in the field. Um,
okay. Decently.
yeah, a guy named Barry Taff and his team. I mean, I googled them, like I couldn't see anything else they did, but like it's not like these dude like it's pseudoscience, right? It's not like this dude is publishing papers on all the ghosts he busts in like
No, of
a
course not.
journal or something like that.
Hmm.
But he
It's
seems
not
slightly
like
more respectable.
Yeah.
it's not like Taps. Remember Taps,
Oh,
guys?
of course. So one of Ghost
Oh,
Hunters was the introduction for most of
Yeah.
our generation
very
to
true.
spooky TV.
Yeah.
Which now that we're in the middle of
Ghost
another
Hunters.
writer's strike, the only reason that was greenlit was allegedly because of the writer's strike, like much reality TV. So who knows?
That's so funny, yeah.
Who
Weird
knows? We might
paths,
get
I
a
guess,
we
for
get
takes.
we might get a second coming.
They're already back on the air after like breaking up because I believe they got caught
Wow.
faking shit, or the
Oh
Of
wow.
producers
course.
fake
Of
shit to trick
course.
them,
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, you gotta.
Yeah, as the Ghoul Boys, who I love, show us, like a lot of times on investigations, you're just like, well, this place is supposed to be super haunted, and all we got were sounds that we couldn't identify, but this is a large, like, it's a fucking castle with people walking around and talking and crew members. Like, who fucking
Yeah.
knows? Who
Yeah.
knows what
Anyway,
happened?
spooky mode, spooky mode.
Spooky much.
Wait, the Ghoul Boys? You mean Ryan and Shane?
Yeah,
I love those guys.
I love the
I
Ghoul
love,
Boys.
I
I
love their
truly believe they're the
paranormal
best in the
stuff.
biz right now. Just the
Yeah.
fact that Shane
I
like
agree.
is like, was that a fart or was that a
Yeah.
ghost? Immediately puts them above Zach Baggins, which is like, oh, I smell sulfur. It must be a demon. Anyway,
No, I love him. I love him.
they're great.
The fact that he's like he's that one like stone that's just like I don't believe any of this, and then Ryan is just the ghosts,
Who
and
would
then
have
like as the
thought that?
seasons progress, he's also become like the maybe it's not.
I mean, that's like fucking get on my high horse, but that's sort of the path I went on, where I was so into the stuff, and every case I drilled down on, I'm like, oh, this dude was a con man. Oh,
Yeah.
there's no actual evidence. Like, in our best case scenario, anyway, spooky mode, spooky mode, spooky mode.
Spooky mode.
Yeah.
It's still spooky. I mean, just silly.
It's very spooky.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So Barry Taff showed up. He brought with him a photographer named Jeff Wheatcraft and a couple of other buddies.
Hmm.
They, at one point, Jeff decided to climb up into the attic because it was spooky. He snapped a few pictures, got nothing spooky, until suddenly Jeff saw something moving in the darkness in the corner of his eye,
Oh shit.
and he felt like he was being watched.
Hmm.
He got out of the attic to let everyone know, like, hey, I think there's something up there. And they're like, cool, Jeff, it smells really weird here throughout the house, and there's a quote-unquote weird pressure in the room. So Jeff went back up into the attic to get more photographs. Meanwhile, Al, who was here for some reason, I guess for moral support, Jackie's ex-husband, in another room reported hearing a menacing voice say, what else but get out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, fair.
Classic.
That's what they want. They want them to get out. So
Play the hits, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Play the hits.
honestly, I think the ghost probably just hated the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you come? How dare you show up in front of her? Get out!
Well, I think your theory's onto something, because meanwhile, back upstairs, Jeff got the camera slapped out of his hands,
Wow.
which caused him to nope out of the attic.
So
You know
he
what, Jeff?
fumbled the
Good on
camera and just got spooked.
Blamed it on the ghost,
Blamed on the ghost. Yeah.
maybe. So he's
Either
like,
sh-
yeah, the ghost slapped the camera out of my hand, to which point the videographer, Barry Conrad, was like, hey, bud, that camera was expensive. Let's go up and get it.
You gotta go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the camera's like $500.
Yeah. In
He's like,
in
"Screw you,
80s
man,
money.
you go back up.
In
Yeah, in 80s money,
money.
500. Yeah. Ooh. Was it like a shoulder camera or like a?
It's like I don't know what it is, but
Camcorder?
it seems like no, Jeff had like a camera. Barry had like
Oh.
a video camera.
Oh,
Okay.
It was like it had a big flash bulb. There's pictures of it and stuff like that. Like it seemed like a
Okay.
decent film camera from the time. Of course, it was
Okay.
film. There's no
Okay.
digital. The fuck am I talking
Right.
about?
It's
Right.
1980s, but he still had one of those flash bulbs that are just like you had to hold it up and it's a piece
With a little
of
bit of like flash powder and the yeah.
power.
Uh, yeah. So like while
That's
they
how you
were
get the
like
ghosts for real.
yeah, that's why they're in so many of the old timey photos.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
While they were tromping around in the attic, they said they could smell dead flesh.
Okay.
And Conrad's camera battery died. Again, classic ghost stuff. He switched to a
Mhm.
new battery, which itself died a few minutes later. So he pulled out an auto recorder, and then the battery on that died too.
Hmm.
Allegedly, once he went back downstairs, all the shit would turn back on.
Hmm.
So if you'll play in the space with me, it sounds like if ghosts drink electricity or whatever as to use as bandit to push their powers. Maybe it was drinking up all
Hmm.
that battery juice, getting ready to do something big.
Maybe
I like yes.
he's like powering up his spirit bomb.
Ah!
Exactly. The resources were there, you know. Turns out ghosts are actually just floating sources that absorb lithium ion battery energy.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're getting now you're last time Julio became a ufologist. Ryan, we can now say you're an occultist. You have a theory that is
Yeah.
unprovable, but therefore undisprovable.
Undisprovable.
Add that to your business
It's
card.
just the chemical compound within lithium ion batteries are just perfect for spectral beings to absorb from.
I mean, because
That's why cameras
people,
fail.
yeah, people
It
talk
makes
about
sense.
ghosts. Whenever they feel the presence of a ghost, it's like they feel like a cold air
Yeah,
or
Mm,
something, right? Yeah,
yeah.
it's like maybe they're drawing heat. Ooh.
yeah. Ooh.
Um.
I mean, ghosts working on thermodynamics as well. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Um. So eventually, they did find the camera upstairs, and they found that the lens had been, like the big chunky lens, had been neatly unscrewed from it, and both parts of the
Mhm.
camera were sitting face down in a crate on the other side of the attic, from where Jeff claims that they were slapped out of his hand.
Uh huh.
Ghost was stashing it for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Um.
just like, aha, mine now.
Anyway, they were both like, "We got the camera. Time to piece the fuck out of this spooky attic." And Jeff claims that he felt a
Jackie, I'm
cold.
sorry.
What?
Yeah, he goes, Jackie, I'm sorry, but we can't do anything about your ghost situation.
It's too spooky. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, bye.
As they were leaving the attic, Jeff says that he got pushed by a cold, bony hand, and a chiropractor confirmed that he had traumatic internal bruising. But as we all learned during the pandemic, chiropractors are not fucking doctors, so I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
why'd you
true.
go to a chiropractor? What?
Yeah, if you have traumatic internal bruising, do not go to a chiropractor.
That's
Yeah. Good.
something probably that's been there before, and you should get that checked.
Yeah, and my point is like this would be spookier if a real doctor had said like, "Oh yeah, he got fucked up by a ghost fist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He got
Yeah.
spirit
I
bombed
mean,
by a
like,
ghost."
Yeah.
if a ghost can gather energy just for that one moment where they could pass their hand into your body and just fuck up your internals,
Hmm.
yeah, that would be pretty sick.
That would
That
be cool. That
Um,
would be
would
cool.
be super cool.
Yeah.
yeah. So as here comes the spirit bomb. So as soon as the dudes left
Hmm.
the the house, there was like an explosion of spooky activity.
Ooh.
What kind of
All
activity?
of a sudden, there was like footsteps from inside the walls and the attic. There were pounding sounds everywhere. There were scratching sounds. Jackie went to go up into the attic to check it again to see if like maybe somebody was trying to play a goof on her, and she said
Uh-huh.
she felt the door get ripped from her hands.
Uh,
Yeah, I
The
don't like
door?
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
No good. No good.
Huh.
One, scary. Two, splinters. No good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fucking unfinished on one side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's unfinished, and that little serrated edge is gonna dig into something, and it's not gonna be good.
Weirdest of all, everyone heard a faint argument between a male and a female voice coming from the attic.
Huh.
Wow, the ghost brought in a third ghost.
Yep. Ghosts on
Hmm.
ghosts on
Just to
ghosts.
fight with them.
So Jeff was brave enough to come back and look in the attic, and he said that he saw 3 odd flashes of light. And as he was preparing to investigate further, he saw a quote unquote large dark mass drift across the floor toward him. At which point he was like, "Lady, you officially have a big ass ghost. Bye."
Lady, we may have caused this. Sorry.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what happens, Ryan, because everything gets worse after they came to investigate.
Wow.
Um,
Ooh.
Jackie and a friend began to see small orbs or comets drift through the house.
Small
Damn.
orbs.
Yeah.
What the fuck did they do? Did they like drop a Ouija board and then light a effigy on fire?
Oh, Ouija board's coming.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my god. It's not even here yet.
Yeah.
We're
Allegedly,
getting spirit comets and it's not even in the
yeah, they
room
haven't
yet.
even cracked out the good old Ouija for a little Ouija squeegee.
Was like
Wow.
Jeff and his team just like covered in bad juju? Like what did they anger some kind of voodoo shaman? What happened?
It seems like it. Anyway, um,
Fuck these
here's
guys.
here's a picture of some of the orbs Jackie allegedly took. I don't find them to be the
They're not
most
very
compelling.
compelling. They're not. I mean, an orb that could be a reflection.
Yeah,
That could be a million things.
it doesn't live
Dust.
up to the hype. I'll say that, but it's
No.
at least she fucking
No.
tried, even if it is fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like a piece of like gum that's reflective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
Yeah. I
grossest
mean,
of all, on a return visit, Taff and his team taped the viscous orange slime oozing from the walls and the cabinets.
Ooh.
They took the samples of the goo, which like people didn't in our previous story, so I got to give them fucking credit.
they
Mhm.
took samples of the goo.
Yeah, they took
What
them
did
to
they do with the
UCLA.
goo?
Wonderful.
What do
Ectoplasm.
you do with the goo?
Yeah.
Well, you
Ooze.
take it to
Ooze.
UCLA, where UCLA says that it was quote unquote heavily oxidized blood plasma from a human male.
Ooh.
Ew.
Bad. Fuck
That's
that.
that's
No.
not. The house is bleeding.
House
The
is bleeding.
house is bleeding.
Jeez.
That's it. Just the house is bleeding.
Yep.
It's
Oh
not good.
man.
Jackie, leave.
Yeah.
Think of your 2 kids.
Well,
Yeah.
she's getting close to that point because Jackie got clawed once and was pushed a few times.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
And
no,
on
like
September
at this point,
1st,
I'm surprised that like the ghost hasn't like snapped her neck or something.
yeah, right? Again, there's
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
rule like you can't actually,
Yeah, you can't actually kill this person. You can physically harm them really
you can
bad.
only
But
do chiropractor approved internal bruising.
once again, that ghost guy kind of is like, sir, you're making great strides in ghosting right now. Uh, upstairs told me and downstairs that you're allowed for more powers. You
You
know
want to
that
do
thing you did with the
scratchies?
ooze? Yeah. Want a scratcher? We're giving you claws. We're
Hell
giving
yeah.
you claws. They love what you did with the battery power and bruising that guy's internals. Loved it. Also, orange slime. We're upgrading you to blood.
Yeah.
Just make the house bleed.
There's something about the phrase "make the house bleed" that really doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, it's bad.
Uh,
I mean, because it just sounds uncomfortable. It's like
Eesh.
it's one of those things where you're just like, oh, oh.
Yeah.
yeah. So like this was, uh, like I said, at one point, then Jackie got pushed down onto the ground so hard that she couldn't breathe, um, and she was like surrounded by the smell of something rotten holding her down, which seems bad.
Yeah,
Something
that's
rotten.
not good.
Is there? So it was never like. There's no dead body hidden in the walls or whatever,
I
or
mean,
like
not
what?
that shows up in this story. I'll tell you
Like, is
that.
the house's supports made of human bones? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Is it
Yeah.
built on a cemetery? Who knows?
Yeah, on a pet cemetery.
Yeah. So just 3 days
What they
after she
didn't
was
do is
held,
that they didn't break down the plaster drywall and revealed like it's made of flesh and muscle.
Yeah, or like 100
Yeah.
skeletons are in the walls. Anyway, yeah.
Ugh.
So just 3 days after she was held down on September 4th, um, shit went full poltergeist. Lights turning it on and off, banging, shit flying around the room, the whole 9 yards. So Jackie, in a panic, called Susan, who was like, "This is fucked." So she
Mhm.
called Jeff and Conrad, and they brought a friend of theirs named Gary Bohm. So they
Gary
all
Ball.
came over and they started to, like, where else? They went into the attic, which at this point is just gonna piss off the
Yeah,
ghost even more.
Yeah.
it's Ghost Central.
They smelled the corpse smell. They saw balls of light, especially in the laundry room, and then they heard the sound of someone snapping.
Just,
We
Then there
gotta
was
beat this ghost.
a flash of bright light and a moaning sound, and then all of a sudden Jeff found something close around his throat.
uh-oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, what do you guys think happened?
Did he
I
get
mean,
choked?
that ghost is going in for it. He had something for Jeff. So.
Yeah.
All right,
That ghost is going full bore. He's just like, finally, I'm.
so yes, that's a picture of Jeff
Oh,
there.
oh yeah, I remember the story actually. Cause
Oh my gosh.
I remember the story. I remember the story. Jeff is like the ghost just manifested some like twine or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Some clothesline, and Jeff.
Some clothesline, and it just like wrapped around. It just manifested
Jeff.
around this guy's neck, and like around a rusty nail in
Yeah,
the
What
attic,
the
exactly.
right?
fuck?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I will say I find it, like, there are two pictures
Hmm.
Yeah.
where Jeff is posed differently, so I do find that a little suspicious. Like, if your friend is hanging, maybe go
Yeah,
help him.
yeah.
Maybe
Wouldn't
don't,
you
like,
get him
let
off
him.
after the first photo?
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember
That's
hearing. I remember this story. I remember hearing it on TV or something.
yeah, it's
Like
popular.
yeah, it's a really popular story, and like they had cleaned out the attic, so supposedly that twine couldn't have been in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
there's
Yeah,
no way that small piece of rope could be there to choke the shit out of you, sir.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they pieced out. When I say they pieced out after this, I mean they pieced out. Jackie moved into a trailer 3 hours away in Weldon, California.
Oh, well, good.
Okay, okay.
At least she's
Uh,
out of that blood house.
yeah. Well, the house doesn't bleed anymore, but the fucking ghosts followed her.
Of
Oh,
course, like they do,
that's why. Because the
like they're known to
house got
do.
no ghosts no more.
Yeah,
The photo
Uh,
is very spooky because the flash makes him like super pale. So it's just like,
yeah.
oh,
Especially the first photo
they
is
just took a
goofy.
photo of a dead guy.
Yeah. The second photo I find very funny for some reason.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The second
Or
photo is
sorry,
very
the
funny.
first photo is funny. The second photo I find spooky because, in part, the
Oh,
flash.
yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Anyway, like, neighbors saw shadowy figures showing up at Jackie's place. While her neighbors were helping her move a TV, everyone says they saw the face of the old man, like, manifest in the TV and look around for a few moments before it disappeared.
He's on the TV.
Yep. And then, of course,
He's
shit got
here.
bad again. Stuff levitating, lights flickering, weird voices. You know the drill.
Right.
Ghost being an asshole.
Uh huh.
Uh, the thing that really elevates it for me, we've talked about my great fear of looking outside of a window and seeing something that shouldn't be there.
Oh
But
yeah.
people started reporting that shadow figures and skeletal figures were tapping on her windows at night. I
Like
hate
to
Yeah.
when
that.
she to the place that she moved to.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
trailer.
Oh,
Wow.
And
yeah. I
so
hate it.
this is what I'm going to call the peak of the story, because, like all ghost stories, it
Fizzles
the
out.
evidence slowly stops at this point. So just like we've completed the roller coaster, and now the train's just going to slowly ride into the station, and we're going to get out, and we're going to go get, like,
Yeah.
Pizza Planet or some shit.
Exactly.
Flags from Cars Land. I don't know.
Gonna get out. We're just gonna shake our heads and be like, "What was that?"
Yeah. So, like, they went on a hunch. Jeff took everybody back to San Pedro. They busted out the Ouija board.
Hmm.
Of course.
Yep. the Ouija board. Uh, the Ouija board spelled out. Its name was SME, and
Smee?
Smee, and it was said that it was a
Smee!
ghost from hell.
Smee, a ghost
All
from
right.
hell. So like a demon?
I
Yeah.
Or a
guess
ghost that of someone who had
of a
gone to
bad
hell but
dude.
now is back?
He's leaving out some letters.
Who knows? He said he was born in 1912 and that he was drowned in the bay in 1930, which like
Hmm.
seems to reference Jackie's
Kind of
reoccurring
lines
nightmare.
up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They asked Smee why he kept fucking with Jeff, and Smee allegedly said because he's the likeness of my killer. And then he picked up Jeff's chair and threw it to the other side of the room.
Yeah.
He looks like the
Fuck
guy
you,
that killed
Jeff.
me.
I
Jeff,
hope
come
you
on, get out of
burn.
there, man.
Wow.
Jeff's ancestors did something.
Yeah.
They went back to the house a second time where they allegedly saw a ball of light float out of the attic through Jackie's yard all the way to the cemetery, the Harborview Cemetery, and stop at the grave of a John G. Damon, who
Oh,
they found
Damon.
out had owned the house that Jackie lived in from 1910 to 1913.
Hmm.
Oh. All right.
That's a little convenient.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, spooky
A little
matches
bit.
up, but it's
It
it
is, yeah.
John G. Damon does not match with Smee at all. So
No.
Just some kind of devil demon.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, people argue that there were two entities here. There was the guy who drowned, who was a good guy and was like maybe the fathead, and then like
Yeah.
the old man was the spooky demon or like a bad evil ghost. I don't know.
The fathead was the good guy. The guy who was just dropping
I mean,
pebbles.
like you could because the fathead didn't do anything unless the fathead
True.
was the demon. But that means that the spooky old man with angry eyes who was hanging out with his kids was the good guy, and maybe he just looks scary. You can. It's a choose your own
I don't
adventure.
know.
You know what I
It
mean?
could be. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
But yeah,
I
so
think all ghosts are complacent and
yeah.
are
Anyway,
complicit in this situation.
yeah, there's no good ghost. Busting makes me
Yeah.
feel good.
Right. Bustin'. Bustin'.
Bustin'. Um, the ghost started to leave Jackie alone at this point. She moved back to San Pedro, but not into the same house, so she could hang out with her friends. At that
Susan.
point, Jeff and Conrad started getting the poltergeist stuff in their house.
Uh,
Um, the only thing that's really spooky and new here is that they had some stove burners turn on by themselves.
cool.
Hmm.
They got
Um,
that new smart house stuff.
yep, great movie. My favorite Disney Channel original movie. I'll say it.
Hell yeah.
Very funny
Where
to me, but Conrad's studio apartment, where like a lot of this activity was happening, was
uh,
in Studio City, which of course I lived in for a short time.
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah,
So you could have experienced something maybe.
who knows? Um,
Who knows?
last like weird ass thing that happens in this story is that um, uh, Jeff was like hanging out, um, and then Gary saw a ball of light fly into Jeff's chest, and then a second later, Jeff was thrown against a wall. That
Wow.
ghost will not leave Jeff alone.
Nah.
Wow.
And then they
That
both
ghost
saw.
almost that ghost almost Frieza to Krillin him.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. He just Yamcha
Yeah.
on the ground after getting fucked up by his getting his thrown around by the ghost.
He's gonna get lifted up. He's like, Goku, and he exploded.
Between this and the Spirit Bomb, I really did not expect so many Dragon Ball references in this episode. I gotta say, when I was sitting down to write this. Oh God, where do we go from here? Oh yeah, so this is you were not prepared for this sentence.
No.
Okay, so this Jeff getting thrown against the wall was followed by a large humanoid shape made of light moonwalking into a wall.
Slithered into a wall.
Yeah, moonwalk.
Wow.
So
What a
Jeff,
pimp.
yeah, it allegedly continued to moonwalk through a bunch of walls, through a bunch of rooms in this apartment, and Jeff and Gary followed it, and the whole time pennies and coins started to get picked up from various places and flung at them.
Wow.
Wow, this ghost is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing the ghost does.
Wow.
The
Well, now
activity
The ghost
promptly
stopped him.
the
Wow.
activity promptly stopped. In 1996, like 6 years later, a news crew went back to film this, and like the landlords were like, the landlords like no one can stay here very long. The news crew had their batteries run out, but they didn't capture anything.
Hmm.
That's
Uh,
incredible.
yep.
It's pretty
Yeah,
spooky.
the ghost's HR agent came by. He's just all like,
You
"Look, I
got
know
her to
you're
move
on the
twice, dude. You did it.
look. You're one of the best. You've completely dominated the area. Uh, we're saying you're knocking it out of the park, and I know you're on the verge of retirement, but we got to give you one last hurrah. We're gonna give you your severance package. You're getting that holy light body.
Do the
We're
moonwalk
giving you,
penny trick, the one
yeah,
you've been talking about.
we're giving it to you. You know the one that you keep bringing up in the break room? Boss says, yeah, you can do it. Find this Jeff
And
guy. Show him what you got.
he threw Jeff against the wall one last time for good measure before he's like,
Just like, fuck you for killing me. And then he started moonwalking. He's like,
Fuck you for looking like the guy that killed.
and he's at this guy.
yeah.
That's
Man.
incredible. You know what?
Oh,
This
man.
turned into like a feel good happy ending for the ghost.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, I made it that way, but I love it.
Yeah, I like your ending better.
Happy
Like
for him.
the actual coda on this is that like Jackie would eventually find a news article of a guy named Hendrickson who was drowned under the wharf in 1930. So they suspected he was murdered. So like Jackie's
Yeah.
headcanon is that Hendrickson was the evil ghost and Damon was the good one, if there was a good one.
Like the house owner was completely fine, but this
Yeah.
guy under the wharf, he
He
just
was the
had a
bad
vendetta.
ghost.
Yeah.
He's a
Mhm.
criminal. He was a bootlegger or something. I don't know like how to end this one, but there you go. That's the same page of Poltergeist. I don't like the skeletal figures tapping on the window.
Yeah.
I don't like the moonwalking penny ghost. I don't
Yeah.
like the blood plasma. UCLA is a
Yeah.
trusted place. It's not like the crackpot alien guys we talk about sometimes.
No.
Like I had it tested, wink wink, and it's like where?
Yeah, where'd
Why?
you go?
Like,
What scientist
Yeah,
did
I
you
like
go to?
that they
guy?
went the extra mile and took it to UCLA.
They
yeah,
brought it to a
UCLA.
place.
UCLA to like.
They didn't. They didn't
Wow.
go to like a Winnebago in the middle of like Death Valley.
Like yeah,
Yeah, I
That
brought it
that
to
is
my
pretty
guy.
crazy.
He knows.
That's pretty crazy that they were able to get DNA off of that stuff.
yeah.
That's insane.
That's pretty
The
nuts.
house was bleeding.
Yeah,
The
I
house
hate that
bleeds.
phrasing, Ryan.
The house is bleeding.
It's scary.
It's very scary.
I also agree. I don't like anything that is rapping at my window.
Mm-mm.
I told you once before, but I had that dream that really spooked me out. There's the one dream that made me fucking wake up in a cold sweat kind of dream.
Was
And
that
it
the
was
Osling dream? Or was that the
it was the baboon dream.
The
The
baboon dream.
baboon. The baboon is
dream.
inside your window.
No, so it was like the dream was late at night, and I hear this, window tapping, rapping, scratching, and I'm like, "What is that? What is that? What is that? I don't like that," and it keeps bothering me from my sleep. And I decide to get up. I sit up in my bed because my bed is against the window wall, and I peek out through the blinders by doing just this, prying the thing open, and I don't see anything. And then all of a sudden, a baboon jump scare just comes through the window, and I shoot up out of the bed. I was just like, scared me, man. It's just like, what? And mind you, like
baboons are scary, to be fair.
they are, but it's like I can only explain it as a baboon because it was like primate like in its features, but
Have
it
you
was
ever seen-
something that was just scratching at my window.
Have you ever
And
seen
all of a sudden
Shockma?
Yeah, we've talked about Shockma.
It's a baboon horror movie, but it's like one of
Yeah.
those cute like Nile baboons.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's just, like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Shockma. In
he's
the
got like what
Skunk
I'm
Ape
gonna
episode,
post the
I
picture,
think?
Ryan, but he's got a cute little furry coat. So like all the
Yeah.
time, oh shit, that's the wrong picture. All the
Yeah.
time he's running around, you just see his little fur coat bouncing up and down, and
Oh,
he's got that sort of like
oh
male
yeah,
pattern
yeah, yeah.
baldness.
I remember
Where
this
like
guy.
we're
Yeah,
trying so hard to make it scary, but
He's not
and Roddy
scary.
McDowell's in it, but he's just so fucking cute.
Yeah, that's a cute baboon. I'm telling you
Yeah.
this primate like creature was just like
I love that one TikTok I keep seeing of the baboon in like a zoo is like chilling out by the water, and he's just like eating fruit, just kind of lounging, and he's really fat.
oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
living the good life.
yeah.
He's just a-
Not a care in the world.
nah,
Oh man,
he's
it's
living
awesome.
his life, his best life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
got fruit. He's happy. Yeah,
But yeah,
but
I guess how do we close this
I
one
guess
out?
that's
Shoot.
it, right, John?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I
Thanks.
said, I want to do Act 3s on these. I want to have a big finish, but like the
Wow.
I
ghost
mean,
just slows down and
yeah,
then stops, and that's where we are.
the
So,
ghost just comes. Yeah, it just
I
peters
see.
out, and that's it.
Well,
so
Like a
yeah,
this
like
is
a
a fun
car out of
one.
gas. It's just like
You guys got plans for Halloween? I know this
not
episode's
yet.
coming out
No.
on Halloween night, so just
Yeah.
want you all to know about that. I hope you all had a great time. Hope you got some candy. Hope you got spooked safely.
go watch Shakma.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, watch Shakma. I hope you enjoyed this episode, everybody.
it was
I
great.
feel like as I opened it, I should be responsible to close it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once again, thank you, John. Thank you, John Oken, our lovely researcher, script writer, has puts in a lot of time and effort to get our stories together, which I feel like I should be also doing. I should be pulling some kind of weight. Um, thank you, Jesse Sanders, for creating our music, our opening theme music.
And our
Again,
outro
as
too.
I say every episode, and our outro. Uh, we'd love to have you back on to continue our deep dive or
Yep.
dive into our music conspiracies. Uh, to buy us a coffee. We'd love that lovely, lovely mud water that keeps us awake
Yes.
and high strung.
Yeah.
Leave us some comments. Give us some 5 stars. We'll still look. I know we haven't brought it up, but we'll still read them out if you put them out there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Just leave us something nice. Give us something good, constructive.
Yeah.
Even like a hey, thanks for making these episodes. But again, yeah, leave us 5 stars. We love you.
We love you.
Thanks.
We
Happy
love you
Halloween.
all. Happy Halloween,
everybody. Be very safe out there.
Yeah.
If you have kids, watch over them. It's not like before. Team. Yeah. There's some crazy.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
anything else I'm leaving out? Buy our
I think
t-shirts.
that's it.
buy our t-shirts, check out, support us on Redbubble.
Yeah, go to
Send us
Redbubble.
an email, all that. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Yes. We'll see
Bye.
you next time. Bye.
Bye.